Hello. Hello. It's Friday. I'm trying to find a little place for my blinking, flipping doodah thing. Oh, I thought I could hear guinea fowl down at the barn. They spy on me. Honestly, I'm sure of it. They're terrible things. Every time I turn round, I've got two guinea fowl looking at me. Excuse me, I've got to check that's a chicken. Oh, it's Sally. That's okay. You watch out for the guinea hens. You're not coming in here, you make a mess. Big mess. Oh, thank goodness, it was Sally. All is good. They're obviously still up at my house, so it's maybe not that good, but hey, it's a day and a half. It's, of course, Friday the 13th, isn't it? So the guinea hens are still on the roof. I cannot get the little stinkers down. And they just stand and shout at me. And then they moved off the roof. They went up the tree, and then one of them fell off the branch. I've never seen a bird with wings fall so inelegantly. And it sort of like kept trying to flutter back up with its wee wings. And then it hooked itself on the tree bark. And then it fell down again into the snow. It climbed up the fence and it sat on top of the wire fence. And then it went back on the nut house. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with these little stinkers, but hey. So, it was Friday all day. Carol and I went to Chestnut Rehab in Saugus. I had to drive the interstate. I was not best pleased. In fact, I was quite shocked because I said to the little machine in the phone, I said, avoid all interstates, and it took me on the 95, and last time I looked, the 95 was definitely an interstate, so that was my trauma for this morning. We got there. It was a very interesting job, and Moose was super duper as usual. I had a bit of a trauma with Larky. He was his usual super duper doodah self, but there was a woman sitting at a table, and she had two sausages, and they were about 1.5 inches, and they were just sitting in front of her, and she wasn't doing a thing with them. And he would, every time I moved with him, he would turn around and he was eyeballing the sausages. And to make matters slightly worse, the lady was not interested in interacting with Larky at all. She wasn't scared of him, but she wasn't having anything to do with him. And everywhere I moved in that room, he was eyeballing those sausages, and he was determined he was going to have them. So fortunately, we went to do the other floor. We went up to the second floor and went round the wards there and into the rooms. And then we went back to the room with this woman and her sausages, and she still hadn't eaten them. And I think Larky was just thinking, what an absolute waste. So he was very reserved, but he was very distracted, I would say. And by the time we left, she still hadn't eaten the sausages, which was definitely a tremendous waste in Larky's mind. So he went back to the car, and I keep air-dried dog food in there because I don't use treats during the session, and I gave him a great big pile of that, which he thoroughly appreciated. And then I remembered why I decided not to keep that one in the car, and it's because it's the fish version, and oh boy, car was a bit stinky going home. Not much we could do about that though. So that was a good job this morning. And oh, I better open my mail. I have 3 bits of mail here, which is very exciting. And I think I recognize this handwriting. Ooh. Don't count the candles. No, I've given that up. Thank you. Oh, count your blessings, and I've certainly got lots of those. Thank you, Carol. It is lovely. And, oh my golly, I'm going to put it up there. And then I've got another one, and I'm sure this is from Carol as well. Oh, it's got a horse on it. It's your birthday. Oh, from my two-legged friends and four-legged friends on the farm. Thank you. That is lovely. Looks just like my horses. I had to go and take, on the way home, we'd run out, the delivery didn't come in for the shavings on Meredith, so I had to pick up a couple of bags of shavings. And as I drew up to the barn that I was putting them in, I looked at my horse, Boone, and he's lying on his side in the snow, and I thought, I'm really hoping he's just enjoying the cool cleaning snow. And I went over and I went, Boone! And he went, what? And he got back up. I don't know how he could possibly enjoy lying in the snow, but he was. Here's another one. Look, it's really funny. And you know what? That's just what our alpacas look like. Oh, thank you, Erin. No, she's written me a wee letter. Thank you. That was very kind of you. And she said, in my honour, which was very kind, she's bought another hay bale and added another brick to the ones that she already buys. Thank you so very much. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you, Erin. Look at that. So I've got a horse and I've got an alpaca. Oh, thank you. So the other exciting news today is, I think Janine's taken I think she's lost her senses, actually, taken leave of her senses. Janine has a pig. I have named him Percy. He is a small pig. She is going to post pictures after he has had his bath. He wasn't living in particularly pleasant a situation, shall we say. So she has leased the pig for 2 months. Only Janine would lease a pig. That means basically, I bet you the pig ends up in Massachusetts. So she's finding that it's a bit tricky. She has very regular jobs now down in Aiken, and it's her and the chickens, and it's getting a bit samey, she said. So she's realised that she needs something to shake it up a bit. So she spoke to this woman who she knows distantly, she's an acquaintance, and she's going to lease this pig, train it as a service pig, which is going to be fantastic because she's going to video it for us, and then the lady has the option to take the pig back in 2 months' time. And next week she's going back to the farm for a rabbit, a small rabbit, portable sized rabbit, and then, horror of horrors, she said, and do you know what else this woman's got? And I went, I don't know that I want to know. And she said, peacocks. And I'm like, absolutely not. Having my trauma with the blinking guinea hens, I'm like, no flaming way are we having peacocks. So if she comes home with a peacock, she is not coming up the driveway with it. That much I can tell you. It is not funny. So oh, you see, you just can't leave her or her mother unattended because they start bringing silly things in. So she has Percy the pig, and he's needing a very good wash, and she's going to do that, and then she'll take lots of lovely pictures, and then she'll show us how to train your pig. So I can't wait, personally speaking. So this is super fun. And we're still trying to work out if court is virtual or if it's in person. She seems to think it's in person. Carlene told me it was virtual. So if it is virtual, it means we'll have to change, as Cloud said, we'll have to change the visit next Thursday to accommodate the court appearance. So we'll just need to get that clarified. And it's obviously Valentine's weekend. Oh, such fun. And what else is it? Oh, it's my birthday. Which really, I haven't celebrated a birthday in I don't know how long. So it'll be another day of poo shifting and communing with the animals, which is lovely. And it's even nicer because it falls on a weekend and Nick comes with me. So we can have a very romantic chit chat over the muck pile. Nothing nicer. And he's actually in Boston now, which is fantastic. So he has landed. He didn't know whether or not he's got a 2-hour conference call to do, and he thought he was going to have to do it from the airport, but they've moved the call till 6:30 this evening, which kind of like puts a kibosh on my dinner plans. But let's not worry about that. So that's fun. At least he's back safely, and he can tell us all about California. And I'm not sure if he's traveling next week, but he's back for the weekend, so that's lovely. And I think Janine had another good job today. I think her jobs are very busy. She saw over 40 people, and next week she'll be doing it with a pig. I did say to her, I said, "What car have you got the pig in? Is it in your princess car?" And she went, "I have a pig in my princess car." And I went, "Can't believe that. I really can't believe that. I thought you'd have taken the truck." She said, "No, it was attached to the trailer." I was like, right, okay. So she has got a pig in her princess car. I'm not sure how long that will last for. So anyway, that's what's going on in Goldie's South. So let's see what the questions are. Oh, hello everybody. And it is definitely Friday, and it certainly feels like Friday, I can tell you. So the problem we had with the camera that's behind me is Nick cannot do it when he's out of state. He can't access whatever he needs to access with it when he's out of state. We don't know why, but that's been a problem in the past, because Janine couldn't do the camera from South Carolina. I don't know if you remember, she used to send me a code to get the cameras back up. So we're back into the same issue that the cameras don't go. I actually quite like doing mail chat on Facebook. I've always found it a bit easier, but we do tend to have a bit of a problem with connectivity, so that's why we stopped. And Janine is hoping to put a camera down in Goldie's South so you can see the chickens and the new pig. It is Friday the 13th. I fell over at the water. Oh dear. Oh, Fernanda, have you mentioned that to Carlene? I'm not sure what's going on with the dogs over there. I think Judy is back this weekend, and so Willow will be going away for a little while. And I do know that when I'm in the house, Willow absolutely adores Larky. I'll mention it to Carlene and see what she says. Carol, what do you mean you're a bit late because you were watching the Olympics? Honestly. Yep, peacocks are really noisy. I do not want peacocks. I've got enough problems. No, it's not my birthday till the 15th, which I think is, I don't even know what day that is. That must be Sunday, maybe. Peacocks and wailing goats. I know, I don't think it could get any better. In fact, I think that would be absolutely awful. And Carol, thank you very much for the cards. They're very funny. Oh, no. Don't you worry, Nancy. I reminded Janine about the peacocks that used to sit and screech on top of the cabin. Yep. Is the audio much better on Facebook? You see, I must confess, I never rewatch the mail chats, so I'm not really particularly aware. Is it maybe just a bit clearer because I'm actually very close to this? All right, so it's better when it works. And you know, I just can't work out I keep saying to Carleen, we were talking about this during the week, I said it's so annoying that it just does not work in that cabin. And then she said to me, you know, I found this cable. And I went, what kind of cable? I'm always a bit worried when she says, you know, I found, and I'm like, uh-oh. And she said, so there's this cable and it's just outside the back door. And I went, yes. And she says, it's been cut. And I went, right. I said, but what kind of cable is it? Is it an electrical cable? She said, no. She said, it's a AV cable. And I said, right. So I said, is it one of your AV cables or is it one from your previous residence? And that she could not answer. So I'm not sure what goes on over there, but the internet is so intermittent. But, and this is what I also don't understand, it works for her computer, but it doesn't work for Facebook Live. It's the most peculiar thing. And I've actually given up thinking about it because it makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And it's so frustrating. All right, so is it when they're outside, Fernanda, that they're roughhousing? Because Carleen's normally keeping an eye on the house. Right, so the audio is much better. But then again, I'm that distance from the phone, whatever that is. So that might be why. Because I think it did get, the audio got slightly better when we were sitting closer to the camera. It's much easier if there's two people to be using the camera, I will say, because you can get two people sitting side by side. It gets a bit tricky and a bit wobbly. And of course, yesterday we were trying to work out how to get the best angle and how to get it working, and Bella said to me, "Have you not got a tripod?" I said, "No, I've got two tripods." I said, "I just can't find them." I said, "I think I gave one to Carleen because we were using it in the house, and the other one I can't find." And I just glanced over at the shelves that are just over this way, and I thought, look, there's three little legs pointing out the way, and I thought, I bet you that's that blinking tripod. So I found the tripod and I used it yesterday, put it somewhere safe for using today, and it's still in that really safe place. So yep, I've done a good job with the tripod so far. And I think those were the tripods that that Joe sent me, so that I had one and a backup. Yeah, so I've done a great job with that, as per usual. So this weekend, I don't think we're predicted any crazy weather, which is lovely, and it will just be the usual barns. I like to try and get my barns, as I keep telling everybody, set up for the week, so it's just incidental picking, and I tend to strip out over Saturday and Sunday. I tend to strip out both of the barns and get them ready and settled in for the week. I'm having a real struggle emptying my wheelbarrows because Nick wasn't here. It snowed this week, and so my path to the wheelbarrows is a bit snowy, so it's not been much fun, but we'll get there. So that's us. I think we're all organised. There seems to be a lot of confusion with the jobs next week. There's three bookings from the same place, and I am presuming that they had to keep changing the day we were going on, so we'll need to get that sorted out, and we'll take it from there. And thank you very much to Carol for coming with me today, and that was very much appreciated. She just wanders away with Moose and goes visiting, which is great. And then I'm hoping Bella is on board, and we're just sorting out how she's very organised, which is lovely, and she needs to book her travel just about 24 hours beforehand, so I think she'll be able to do that and get herself scheduled on a regular day. I think she said Tuesdays and Fridays, so that will be interesting to see how that works out, and we'll take it from there. So that is exciting. It's always nice to have progress and have other people coming in to join you, and especially people that you've had a relationship for such a long period of time. So that's good. And Justin said that after Bella had been working with Mandy, he continued some of the training while he was working with her. Mandy has settled in very beautifully with Justin. I would suggest that she's maybe moved in with Justin, actually. I think his cat is not scared of Mandy, and Mandy is a bit wary of the cat, which is a very good combination. So I think she's been in. I think she sits and snuggles with him at night time. So so she's wormed her way in. So that's really good. And he said that he's just moving on with things that he and Bella talked about to get her training up to speed, and so that's really good. So that's a great thing for Justin, because technically, you know, that's where she's living, and he spends the majority of the time with her. So that would be great if she can, you know, go out and about and be, because Justin walks all the time. And so it would be great if, you know, she wasn't working in the morning, yet she could go out walking with Justin, if he's going somewhere appropriate, that is. You know, can't really take her to Market Basket. So that's good. So progress, and it's nice to have things working, you know, in a good positive fashion. So that's great. Oh, Boom is back with Sharon and her family, and I think, as far as I heard last week, they were still working with training, but he had settled back into the house. They thought that maybe it was the combination of the 3 dogs wasn't particularly helpful, and now that there's just Capri and Boom, that it seemed to be working far more positively. So that's good, because he was very definitely bonded with one of our daughters, and it's you know, I do always think it's lovely having an animal that you're responsible for when you're growing up. So there we have it. That's us. I'm going back to play with Muck, because that's my destiny, I think, playing with Muck and rounding up cows that go off on a wander, and turkeys. Every time I move with that wheelbarrow, Sally sits down in front of it, which is very unhelpful. And when I'm mucking, she's lovely. She comes in and she bucks all round about me, but then she decides to take offence at the red pitchfork, and she attacks it, or she sits on it. Honestly, it takes so much longer when you've got a turkey. So there we have it. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope everybody has a lovely weekend, and we'll see you back on, that's what we have to discuss. I think it might be Tuesday, because it's President's Day on Monday, so I think we'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you so very much. See you all soon.